project and how much cost is involved in this? Yeah. Okay.
हाँ
Yeah.
जैन साहब ये ऐसा जस्ट a
जी.
minute let me see if I can get out of it अरे
It is open
आकांक्षा
now. नहीं, one slide is open here. Finance and ROI.
या
Yeah. In.
या
Okay.
एक मिनट so this is the initial working out. We have worked out some. This is going to be the capex extensive work.
Okay. So let me ask some of the our senior people about this project. Let us take their comment. So I will first invite Dr. N.L. Kachhara Saab. Uh, please give your opinion about this project and what you want to add or some comments.
Akanksha.
Dr. Kachhara Saab, please.
Thank you, Anilji.
Yeah, please take out this slide so that we can see all the people.
I'm just getting it removed.
Okay, okay. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Kachhara Saab.
I must thank Dr. Praveen Mehta ji for this wonderful project. Leshya is a field, which is very important spiritually as well as psychologically. Traditionally, Leshya is connected with the human psychology. So what he has said that, the Leshya is identified with soul vibrations. That's a correct concept. And the soul vibrations then reappear in the body in many forms and affect the behavior of the organism. So that part is very important. Some attempts have been made in the past also to identify, what are the effects in the body, which can be connected with Leshya. Acharya Mahapragya said that the Leshya vibrations are connected with hormone secretion of hormones in the body. The hormones in turn connect with the behavior and the psychology. So there is a big connection between Leshya and human psychology. I have gone through some initial pages of your project, and you are trying to measure Leshya effects in terms of physiological effects, in terms of sparsh, gandh, ras, burn, and so on. I think it's a good idea to connect Leshya vibrations with the body vibrations, and the intermediate link, I think, could be hormones, because the hormones control the body physiology. So I think it's right to connect body vibrations with Leshya in some manner. And I understand that you are going, in your project, you are going to measure these vibrational parameters in organisms, whether humans or other organisms. And you probably also want to include plants in your study. So that is all right. But the main thing, which comes to my mind is how do you correlate or relate these observations of the body phenomena to Leshya? I mean, unless there is a correlation between your observations, body observations, and Leshya, it will be very difficult to draw any conclusion on Leshya. So you should be able to connect Leshya to the body observations. This is my feeling. And I would like to know from you, how do you see this problem? How do you connect these parameters? That is one thing.
This is a
Second,
very can I respond or I will respond at the end?
let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay. Yeah.
Then one part is, as far as our scriptures are concerned, the Leshya is connected with the body phenomena. So Leshya has effect in the body. that is perfectly all right. But outside body, how does the leshas connect with the environmental effects? That's the problem. So if you want to connect something which is outside the body to leshya, then I think there has to be a theory behind this, because leshya problems are connected with the body phenomena and not outside. So that part requires validation and justification, that part. Uh, on the overall, I think the project is very well conceived, and it's the need of the time that we have a scientific methodology to understand the Jain philosophy, and for which I have been doing this work theoretically, not practically. And so I have been trying to understand these phenomena in scientific terms, but you are doing experimental study, that's the importance, that's really very important. And I must congratulate you that you are undertaking this kind of study under the guidance of Jain Acharyas. Thank you so much.
Thank
Uh,
you, Dr. Kashara Saab. Uh, so you want to respond, Dr. Mehta, or we should take
uh,
other opinions also?
we can take other opinions. I'll respond at
Okay.
the end. That is, yeah.
Okay. Now I request Dr. Vipin Doshi ji, please give your thought on this project. Yeah.
Now, first of all, it's very innovative idea of putting Leshya into the measurable, uh, domain. I think what I would suggest, Dr. Kothari, is to put this into this your work into little bit of the language which we can understand. Like person like me, being a medical professional, I have not been able to understand some of your things. And if we really want to go to some people who might be helpful to us in taking up this project, then we have to put it in their own language, which will be useful to them. And second thing, we have to actually come out with what is the social impact, or what is the impact of this particular work on the humanity, because that is where there are people who would like to work on this and help us. So that language has to be, obviously later on detail would come in your terms, but just to understand the project, it should be more simplified language, and the impact of this particular work on the individual and the society at large. I think that's what I would request you to make us understand.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Doshi ji. Uh, Now I will request Dr. Ashok Jain. He is a professor in IIT Roorkee, and Dr. Ashok Jain is here. Ashok ji?
Yes, I am here.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Anilji, for giving me this opportunity to speak here. Uh, have listened to this proposal of Dr. P.K. Mehta. Very, it's a kind of very vast in scope, and it covers huge number of things. Mm. And is trying to prove almost everything, the Jain philosophy, Jain darshan, as be faithful. We are all faithfuls. Mm. And our view is quite different than the view of the rest of the world. Mm. We have to keep that in mind. The scientific world doesn't work like that. The terms that come in, what are in our scriptures, what are their meaning in present times, that also we don't know fully. Mm. When you talk about vibrations of what? You don't know. What will you measure? What will be the signatures? You don't know. Mm. So my suggestion is doing an experimental thing is very good. Mm. This is what we lack actually. We always talk about many things in theory and so on. But if you can prove one thing, a small thing, experimentally, Instead of proposing such a huge thing, you select one of the things out of all these that you have presented, which will be, which can be measurably and reproducibly done and presented to the scientific world, which they will accept it. Hmm. So our acceptance doesn't mean anything. We are faithful, we will accept anything which supports our theory or our philosophy. So the scientific world will accept it or not. Hmm. The way you have put it, they are not going to accept anything. This is my frank submission. You have to prove first one thing. You take a project, which you call pilot project, a small thing. Do one experiment somewhere, mm, consistently, and show that this is what comes out. This is what happens in this. Once you have done that, your case becomes strong. And then it will also give you the way how to expand it for other things. So out of all these Leshya, suppose you take one, the Sparsh or something, how to connect it to different Leshyas, and what will be the signatures, what you will measure. You have mentioned many kind of equipments. What those equipments are going to detect? Mm. When we do some spectroscopy in atomic spectroscopy, molecular, nuclear, or reactions, or whatever we study some phenomena, we beforehand know we have a theory, we have mathematics, we know what we are going expecting, whether it comes out or not. Mm. And if not, then we discard that. So that is how the observational science works. But I think we have to reach that stage first. That stage has to be reached. And if it is reached, I will be most happy actually, because this has never been done. And something that is done experimentally and proven is most welcome. So my suggestion is that you first do a small, something very concise, very pointed project, which will be able to prove something. And then you expand it, progress it, which is not going to be easy actually. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Ashok ji. So, whatever you have said, I also agree with this that we should take a pilot project instead of starting the full length study. One thing, another thing, in your presentation, you have referred a loin, wool, trees. We have historical evidence for this. Why we have taken wool in our yes, symbol of Tirthankar, or loin in symbol of Tirthankar. There is some history behind this. We go through if their life of our Tirthankar, we can find out why it was there. Anyway, so now I request Dr. Pratap Sancheti ji. Sancheti sir, I know
Yes,
that you know him very well. He is very interested in this line, and I hope you are well now. Dr. Pratap Sancheti ji, please.
uh, but first I must congratulate Dr. Mehta for initiating the project. Though I was late in joining today because I was held up in the traffic, but my few points. The basic is that Leshya is the cause or the effect. That is the one that we always refer that Leshya causes the hormone, or it is the hormone which is the result of the Leshya. That is the one basically that this is the one question. The second question is Leshya, to my mind, is basically the electromagnetic spectrum, is a part of the electromagnetic spectrum. And what you have to measure is the electromagnetic spectrum and not the vibrations. Vibrations, though in your language of the physics and other things, you can say the waves are both vibrations and the energy. So this is the one. And the third point is, I agree with the earlier observations that we must have a pilot project to validate what we are going to do. Because unless we do this one and we come with the variables like recording conditions. They will be, say, recording right now or putting in a chamber where I will be there, or it is in the crowd. So the Leshya has got a, suppose you record it in the temple for me, it's a total different. So the Leshya is the one which we call it as a aura. It's a part of the aura spectrum, but initial attempts have been made with the Trillion, and this is the most misused. And it has been, see, many people have just, and the Trillion, they have got many claims, and the thumping one, and nothing, because it's a very crude one. So I am not very sure the measurements which you are going to have is still the refinement one, or it is the. So these are the few observations, and the more I wish I would have been in the earlier part of your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sancheti ji. Now I request Dr. S.L. Godawat ji. Please give your thought on this.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Anil Saab, to give me the opportunity to speak something about this project. First of all, I congratulate from my core of heart to Dr. Mehta Saab that he has initiated the project on the Leshya. Whatsoever we have studied so far in the Jain scriptures, आगम में जो कुछ भी पढ़ा है उसको इन्होंने उस लेशा को साइंटिफिक वे से प्रेजेंटेशन का आपने इनिशिएशन लिया है, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत साधुवाद है। आपने लेशा की बात करी है, हमने आगम में पढ़ा है कि द्रव लेशा और भाव लेशा दो प्रकार की लेशा है। तो इसको इसमें कि कौन कौन सी लेशा को द्रव लेशा में लेंगे, कौन सी लेशा को भाव लेशा में लेंगे, इसके ऊपर अपने को थोड़ा सा विचार करना है। अभी संचेती साहब ने भी कहा, उस चीज़ को मैं इसको इंडोर्स करूंगा कि जो सोल का जो वाइब्रेशन है, वो वाइब्रेशन को आपने इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव कहा है, उस वाइब्रेशन को आगम में अपन अध्यावसाय कहते हैं। ये वाइब्रेशन जब कर्म शरीर से कार्बन शरीर से कांटेक्ट में आता है तो ये अध्यावसाय बन करके, ये अध्यावसाय जब तेजस शरीर के कांटेक्ट में आता है तब यह लेशा के रूप में परिवर्तन होता है और वैसे भाव बनते हैं। और वैसे भाव जब आपके ग्लैंड्स में, एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड्स के संपर्क में आते हैं तो वैसे हार्मोन्स बनते हैं और वो हार्मोन्स जो है फिर आपके मन वचन काय की क्रिया को आपकी जो है उसको प्रभावित करके और आपका उसका एक्शन देखने को मिलता है। इसी प्रकार से ये अध्यावसाय, जैसा हमने पढ़ा आगम में कि अध्यावसाय की एक जो दूसरी धारा है वो जो आपके चित्त को प्रभावित करती है और उसको प्रभावित करने से मिथ्यात्व, अविरति, प्रमाद और कसाय आदि जो कर्म आश्रव के और बंध के जो कारण है उसको इनिशिएट करता है और नए नए कर्म बनते हैं। तो यहाँ पर अभी जैसा संचेती साहब ने कहा कि इसको अपन एक ओरा जो कहते हैं वास्तव में, तो जो ओरा है उसको अपन मेजरमेंट कर सकते हैं। तो जो मेजर कर सकते हैं वो तो पुद्गल को, मैटर को पुद्गल कर सकते हैं। जो फॉर्मलेस चीज़ है उसको तो अपन मेजर नहीं कर सकते हैं। तो इसलिए इस चीज़ के ऊपर थोड़ा सा अपने को विचार करना है कि जो ओरा है उसका मेजरमेंट कैसे कर सकते, उसको भाव लेशा और द्रव लेशा से किस प्रकार से अपन कोरिलेट कर सकते हैं, इस प्रकार से भी अपने को इस पर विचार करना चाहिए। तो ये जो लेशा है, 6 प्रकार की लेशा है, जो शुभ लेशा और अशुभ लेशा है, इससे जो अपने के परिणामों में, अपने के भावों में जो परिवर्तन आता है और उससे किस प्रकार का आपका जो है मन वचन काय की क्रियाओं पर इसका इफेक्ट होता है, इस चीज़ को अपने इसमें इंक्लूड करना चाहिए, ऐसा मेरा सोचना है और ऐसा मैंने आगम में पढ़ा है। बाकी तो बहुत सुंदर प्रेजेंटेशन आपने किया है, बहुत बहुत साधुवाद है।
Thank you, Godawat Saab. I sent late information to Dr. Subhas Jain. I request Subhas ji, if you want to comment something, Dr. Subhas Jain, please open your unmute.
भाई मेरा तो बहुत संक्षेप में है कि मेरा मानना यह है कि कर्म सिद्धांत जो है सारा कुछ हिसाब किताब कार्मान शरीर रखता है। तो कार्मान शरीर में लेशा कैसे इफेक्ट करती है कार्मान शरीर को, क्योंकि जितने ये अपकर्षण उत्कर्षण, क्योंकि जो कार्मिक फील्ड है ये इंटरेक्टिव फील्ड है और इंटरेक्शन जो है लेशा के थ्रू होता है। तो मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा कि इस प्रोजेक्ट में कैसे ये कार्मिक फील्ड को एड्रेस करेगी, और ये अपकर्षण उत्कर्षण जो डिफरेंट प्रोसेसेस है जिससे कार्मिक फील्ड इंटरेक्ट करता है, ये रिसर्च उससे कैसे इफेक्ट होगी, कैसे कनेक्टेड होगी। मेहता साहब कुछ इस पर प्रकाश डाल सकें तो बहुत अच्छा होगा। थैंक यू।
हाँ, मेरे ख्याल में अभी डॉक्टर मेहता साहब से जितने भी अभी ओपिनियन आए उसके बारे में सुन लेते हैं, वो कुछ कहना चाहते हैं तो। और समय बचेगा, इफ टाइम परमिट्स वी विल टेक अदर्स ओपिनियन आल्सो। सो नाउ आई रिक्वेस्ट डॉक्टर पी के मेहता साहब, यू वांट टू रेस्पॉन्ड टू दीज रिप्लाईज?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Firstly, thank you everyone. You have brought out very core questions to the project, and uh, some of them have been bugging us for last the time we started this project, and we have some philosophy. How are we going to handle it? I will present that, but I may not be able to give answer to all the questions which has been raised. But let me try whatever best we have done so far based on my limited work which I have taken up. I'll try to answer that. सबसे पहले कछारा साहब ने he said we are trying to do it for plants and correlation of Leshya. Uh, Actually, we were trying to understand. This is the basic question which was bugging us was that how do we do the validation? And that is where this one validation scheme which I spoke in my presentation is the Tirthankar Lanchana correlation, which was mentioned by one more person. And though it has been, in our historical references, it has been mentioned that particular Lanchana happens because when he was in the when he, the birth was taken of the Tirthankara, the mother gets that dreams. इन दो स्वप्न के अंदर जो चिन्ह आए थे वो एक जगह रेफरेंस है, और एक जगह ऐसा रेफरेंस है कि जब उनको मोक्ष मिलता है तो इंद्र भगवान के पांव के मतलब घुटने के ऊपर या नीचे जो वहां पर जो है ये चिन्ह चिन्हित हो जाता है, उसके कारण वो लांछन उनको दिया गया है। बट मेरा मानना या मेरा हमारा समझना इस प्रकार से रहा है कि यह जो लांछन है यह अक्रॉस सिविलाइजेशन है। अगर आप देखें सनातन धर्म में भी मेसोपोटामिया जो सिविलाइजेशन है उसके अंदर भी ये जो लांछन हैं दे हैव बीन डिफाइंड विद अ पर्टिकुलर virtue of that deity. So we are trying to decipher this association of Lanchana with Tirthankar for understanding that they are the information capsule which has been given to those deities so that they are time immemorial. They will be even understandable irrespective of time whenever they appear. And just to give you example, exemplify this, Lord Mahavira had a lanchan of lion, and lion is known for the virtue of courageousness. And we are trying to understand that if we can correlate the breathing signatures of lion and the derivative of that, both time and spatial derivative of breath patterns. एक और डॉक्टर साहब ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि आप सबको ये रंध का रस, गंध रस,
स्पर्श रसगंध।
वर्ण और स्पर्श, इसमें से हम एक्चुअली वी आर अटेम्प्टिंग टू स्टार्ट विथ ओनली ब्रीथ, दैट इज बेसिकली द गंध। And as per the understanding, the maximum contribution out of four is comes out of Gandh, that is your pran or vayu. So we are trying to decipher the breathing signature, and we are sure that it is not possible just to get a pattern out of breathing signature. So we are also trying to decipher the time derivative of breathing pattern and the spatial derivative of breath pattern. And probably out of artificial intelligence and machine learning, we may be able to arrive at some kind of a signature which will tell us that this particular signature refers to a particular virtue of that Tirthankara. That is the hypothesis yet to be taken up, and it will only get proved once we work on this. So this is what we were trying to do for Tirthankara Lanchana Association. And if we are able to do that, what happens is Leshya of a person keeps changing. It is very dynamic. In one moment you may be happy, one moment you may be angry. Actually it is a different Leshya which is working. So one we are saying is a very dynamic Leshya which is happening every moment, and then you have a threshold of it. So you have a average balancing of it. I think I need to give you a detailed explanation of this. I will, if maybe when time permits, I will try to do that. But we are trying to understand it this way, that we are attempting only the breathe signatures, and this will become a validation scheme also. Like this question was always bugging us, that how do we validate this signatures, whatever we are going to get out of this project. So we are putting one validation scheme as Tirthankara Lanchan Association, and thereby we are trying to identify a particular virtue. Like in case of Lord Mahavira, it is the courageousness, and in case of Lord Adina, the bull is the is a signature of your perseverance, सहनशीलता या उस type का, which is what is associated mainly with the Lord Adina. So likewise we have to decipher different Tirthankars, their Lanchanas, and that validation scheme will be used for validating our present day signature verification. And I have mentioned about one more validation, that is the Aram baby to Salekna. So a baby, when it is born, initial years, they are very natural. If they are angry, they are angry. If they are happy, they are happy. Those emotions are not pretended, which happens with, but in animals, it does not happen. Animals, again, the brief signatures will tell the actual feeling of that moment. If he is angry, he will be roaring. But if he is happy, he will be wagging his tail. So this is, we are trying to decipher in that fashion. And the second question, what he was mentioning was experimental. That is the actually crux of this project. That most of the time in our place, in our country, we don't do much of the things which are experimentally validated. So that is a very good point and good area we are trying to attempt. We hope that something concrete will come out of it. Coming to दोषी साहब का जो था, that that social impact, actually we have worked out at length in a very deep way, that how it can be, and we are calling this as a praveenta, that is the caution score for the individual upliftment, or making him I mean, to achieve better sadhana, how he can improve his it is something akin to your financial health is given by the civil score. So we can have a civil score for the spirituality of an individual. So if we are able to deduce this Leshya signatures and able to assign those virtues through our validation scheme, we will be able to give some kind of a spiritual indexation to the individual, and then it can be raised to the society level, and it can have a huge impact to the society, not only society, to the nation and to the globe as a whole and humanity as a whole. We have a complete roadmap for doing that, but it's a long-term goal, a very, very long-term goal, which may happen, in due course of time. Then Ashok Jain साहब का जो point था, IIT Roorkee, that difference between Jain and others, and one thing experimentally measurable and repeatable, and a pilot project which was which was mentioned by many of you, and rightly so. We also have planned this project outlay in the same similar fashion. We would be taking up the initial as a pilot project. Maybe we will attempt only the breathing pattern on the derivatives of that, and try to see what patterns we are able to generate. And as such, it is being reported that breathe or the grunt contributes almost about 40%. Then the other dynamic Leshya, that is your burn, it contributes another 25. So about 65% is contributed by Gandh and Vern. And the other two, Ras and Sparsh, they are quasi-dynamic. They contribute about 35%. But we are trying to attempt right now breathe only as a signature. And once we are able to reach some stage there, we will add other signatures to it to make it more robust. Uh, Coming to Dr. Anil Jain साहब का pilot project, then bull, lion, tree, this I think we have already answered. Dr. प्रताप संचेती साहब ने बोला था कि ये लेशिया हार्मोन, then EM field should be done, not vibration. Pilot project and aura. I don't have a direct answer except for saying that this lesia and hormone correlation is primarily reflects our Dravya the Bhav is something, and both Dravya and Bhav they are interconnected, interdependent. They are not isolated. Only for our understanding, for scientific analysis, we will attempt them as a separate entity. But eventually, they have to be merged. So we are trying to decipher it that way that your Dravya which show like somebody said that Karman Sharir, and how does it happen? So basically, your Karman Sharir is affected by only Dravya Leshya, and the Sukshma Sharir is being interacting with your Bhav Leshya. So we are trying to decipher it in that fashion and trying to understand, but we are putting two ways. One is understanding the Leshya, that is the bottoms up approach, and trying to see that how we can connect the breed, the other types of Leshya, the Gandh, Rasa, Sparsh and Vern. And the other way is that we understand the effect and try to understand that effect by means of a top-down approach, by means of some AI algorithms and machine language, machine learning. So we try to converge them. And if they are able to converge, we will be able to get a good results out of it. We are at that stage right now. It is not nothing. It is only a hypothesis. And to start with, you can say the project has not yet begun, but it has been germinated, of course, by Gurudev Praveen Rishiji. He is the inspiration who has been dreaming for this. What I have seen with him, that he is practically experimenting the Leshya. Like he is able to scan through you. He can understand what is undergoing. You are undergoing what, and he can give you the some kind of a guidance that if you do this, it will solve your problem without you actually coming out and telling him that. And you all would have seen this type of a sadhana or this type of a expertise developed by the our Jain sons and acharyas, and they have been practicing it for very long. So naturally, so it is under his inspiration. We expect that okay, something good will come out of it, but time will only tell how far or how much we get out of it. I think I tried to answer most of the questions. If something has been left, I would do that. And I would request that if you can even give me my email ID or this thing, both number is available with JS. So even if they are given in the note form, I would like to respond on them. And if you can suggest some modifications or into the project itself, that also is most welcome. Thank you very much. Pardon me
Yeah,
if I have not been able to
no, no
gather.
problem. Yeah, it is our first meeting. Probably
Yeah,
we may arrange another meeting also, no problem. But in
yeah.
the meantime, we have some carry also. Please wait if you are having time. First of all, Dr. Ashok Jain has some comment on your talk. So, yeah, Dr. Ashok Jain, what is your
Yes.
remark? Please, yeah.
See, there are a lot of assumptions. The only thing he himself is saying that it is all hypothesis. So there's nothing wrong in it. too many assumptions are there, and you are talking in very vague terms. One of the, for example, one of the persons here spoke about Kirlian photography. This is mentioned here. Now, if you take this Kirlian photography in the scientific world, this is not considered any scientific proof, because whatever images you get from Kirlian photography, it can be very well understood in scientific terms, in physics terms, why this picture is coming out like this for this object, depending on the density, the atmosphere, and etc. And because you place it in a high electric field and so on. So why this kind of imaging emerging? So that is not taken any proof of any kind in scientific world. So my main thing is what kind of proof you will get, how you will going to do something, because you don't know what you are, what kind of what you are talking. Vibrations, you are talking vibration, then you talk something else, then you say something else. So that is not the way. That is why I'm saying you please uh, try to crystallize your one idea, which will be accepted. Once you do it, it will be acceptable in the scientific manner. And that I don't see happening. So that is my worry. Otherwise, anything that you do, if you can prove something, that will be in fact very, very useful. I have no doubt about that. But how? What you are going to do? Because what you are talking only in vague terms. These are all very, very vague terms. You talk about Lanchan and relate. Are all these Tirthankar different from each other? All Siddhas are considered identical. So you mean Tirthankar, Mahavir Tirthankar had different property and Adinath had different property? When they attained moksha, they were in different states. So you are contradicting your own Jain darshan then. So please be careful
Okay.
about this. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Dr. Pokharna ji.
मेहता साहब, मैं तो आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि आपकी जो अप्रोच है वो ऑपरेशन रिसर्च की जो अप्रोच है, मतलब साइंस से काफी डिफरेंट है, साइंस से आगे है। मतलब उसमें क्या, कोई भी कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रॉब्लम होती है तो उससे रिलेटेड जितने भी कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं उन सबको एक साथ रख दिया जाता है, मतलब, और फिर बाद में उसको ऑप्टिमाइज किया जाता है। तो उस सेंस में मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा। जो वाइब्रेशन के बारे में जब बात हो रही है, अभी एक बंडोपाध्याय एक साइंटिस्ट है, उसने एक्सपेरिमेंट्स किए हैं कि जो न्यूरॉन होता है, न्यूरॉन के अंदर माइक्रो ट्यूबल्स होते हैं, उन माइक्रो ट्यूबल्स के अंदर 10⁹ टू लेकर के 10⁻11 के जो फ्रीक्वेंसीज के वाइब्रेशन ऑब्जर्व किए गए हैं। मतलब वो वर्क आपको देखना चाहिए, मेरा काफी क्लोज है। उसके अलावा ये एक प्रोफेसर हेमरोफ है, वो हर साल लगभग 30 साल से कॉन्शियसनेस पे एक कॉन्फ्रेंस करते हैं। स्टुअर्ट हेमरोफ है, एरिजोना यूनिवर्सिटी में। तो उन्होंने काफी काम किया है इस फील्ड में। तो 500 साइंटिस्ट हैं, मतलब ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड। तो हर साल वो मिलते हैं, और इससे अलग अलग, मैंने खुद ने मतलब उनके 3 कॉन्फ्रेंस अटेंड की है। मतलब डिटेल में मैं बाद में मतलब लगभग, मतलब वो सब कंसेप्ट, वो उनके कॉन्फ्रेंस है, जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, तो वो उस पर बात करते हैं, डिस्कस करते हैं। तो मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है आपके कि उनके जो कुछ मेन प्रोसीडिंग्स है वो भी आप देखिए, तो उससे कुछ और नया आइडिया मिल जाएगा मतलब आपको। और इसके ऊपर एक और सजेशन था कि इस पर मतलब कुछ थ्योरेटिकल स्टडी भी होनी चाहिए, मतलब साइमल्टेनियसली, मतलब यही ऑपरेशन रिसर्च का वो पर्सपेक्टिव है। मतलब
ठीक है सर। ओके
एक्चुअली
साहब।
मैं
Okay,
जीवराज
let us
जीवराज
take
सर को सर
connects.
जीवराज सर के कमेंट्स
Ah,
ले
yes,
लेते
yes,
हैं।
yes,
यस
yes. I am calling him. Before Dr. Jeevraj ji, I will like to call Dilip ji, Dilip Jain. You want to tell something, Dr. Dilip ji?
सर सर, मेरा ये एक प्रश्न था कि ये लेशिया इज इट सिमिलर टू प्राणास एंड चक्रास, जो बाकी चक्रों में बात करते हैं, 7 चक्रास की, बस इसमें भी सिमिलरली कलर्स की, गांधी की बात होती है, और की बात होती है। तो इज इट कोरिलेटेड, बिकॉज उस पर काफी रिसर्च ऑलरेडी किया हुआ है प्राणा एंड चक्रास।
Okay, he will give answer. And now, Dr. Jeevraj ji, uh, डॉक्टर जीवराज जी, डॉक्टर जीवराज साहब. Okay, in the meantime, let me call Dr. Dugar Saab. You want to tell something? Amichanji Dugar. Please unmute yourself. Dugar Saab, you want to tell something? No. Okay.
Well, I said it's a really good project they have started, and in every project, the starting there are always some hurdles are there, but they all these hurdles will be resolved slowly, and it's a good attempt. Let him try it, and our cooperation is always there, and we from time to time we'll be meeting him, and we all will see that how it can be resolved because it's a good project, and it's just like it's operational research as hello.
नहीं ठीक है.
So in my
Yes, yes,
opinion, I
yes.
think we should encourage him, and it is good.
नहीं, आपका कहना बिल्कुल सही है, लेकिन जो भी क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं उनको
Thank you.
पहले रिजॉल्व कर लें और आगे बढ़े तो मेरे ख्याल में रिजल्ट बेटर आएंगे. एनीवे, भंडारी साहब भी जुड़ गए हैं. धन्यवाद भंडारी साहब. ये अभी जीवराज साहब का ओपिनियन हम ले रहे हैं. जीवराज साहब.
अच्छा,
हाँ.
हाँ मैं अभी लाइन पर हूँ.
हाँ, बोलिए
Thank you.
साहब.
मैं अभी तो कमेंट्स नहीं है, but it's a good project. I should congratulate him. Somebody has taken up this type of project. There are certain, I mean, many variables, and during his research, we will participate, and probably we'll give our suggestions later on.
गुड.
Thank you
भंडारी
also.
साहब जरा लेट ज्वाइन किए हैं, लेकिन मैं सबों
हाँ.
की जानकारी के लिए बता दूं, हमने डिस्कशन को भी रिकॉर्ड किया है. और
Oh, good.
अगर ये हम उसको भी हम सर्कुलेट कर देंगे, जिससे कि हमको आइडिया बनेगा कि क्या क्या डिस्कस हुआ. लेकिन इतना जरूर है कि अगर जरूरत पड़ी तो एक और मीटिंग हमको रखनी पड़ेगी. क्योंकि
हाँ.
मतलब इसके अंदर जो क्वेश्चन रेज किए हैं वो ऐसा है, मेरा मानना है जो भी क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं अगर हम उनको रिजॉल्व कर पाएंगे, रिजॉल्व करने के बाद में प्रोजेक्ट को आगे हम लेते हैं तो अपने रिजल्ट बेटर आएंगे. क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चन अपने में से ही निकल करके आ रहे हैं, तो दूसरों को हम किस तरह से समझा पाएंगे, इसलिए बेटर है. आ, एक ये अमरचंद जी कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं, उनका बहुत देर से हाथ रेज कर रखा है, फिर मैं भंडारी साहब से बात करूंगा. हाँ
Dr. Amar Singh Chaudhary from Bombay.
जी.
I was
ओके.
to ask whether similar projects or somebody else is doing or in part or similar to that. Dr. Pokhrana has mentioned about some neurological study, etc., about Dr. Bandyopadhyay. In this particular field of Leshya, anybody is working simultaneously across the globe? Number one. And number two, I wanted to ask about Arham Vidya Sadhana. I did not understand that one.
ओके, भंडारी साहब आप कुछ कह पाएंगे साहब? भंडारी
I'm very
साहब.
sorry. I had an emergency, so I couldn't join.
No problem, प्लीज गो अहेड.
But I have studied this project, and also I was listening through Uday's mobile for some time. My view is that it is a good project, but methodology is not given. The objectives are defined, but we have to work out methodology. And the second comment I have is that we should split it into many problems and solve one by one small one. Now, the point was made by Mehta Sahab that hormones and leshias are connected. Now, hormones are chemical, so we can surely have chemical detectors. And if we can have instruments which will measure various chemicals, then we can then connect them to various leshias. So this is one approach which may be useful, I would suggest that we take up this project, but we have some 3 4 research associate working on methodology part. What are the experimental ways by which this can be studied? Now, अशोक साहब ने पॉइंट आउट किया था कि किरलियन फोटोग्राफी हैज येट टू बी एस्टेब्लिश्ड. So I agree. I think we can start from there. And aura has been measured by many people, including one Dr. Mehta who lives across my house here. So he has a aura machine. So some random experiments have been done, but I think we take up one small project and let us say, can we establish relationship between various hormones and various leshias? And just like we have this diabetes detector which continuously monitors, if we can monitor particular chemicals, I think that will be a good starting point. The project is very huge. I don't know whether it is executable, but I agree with some of the comments that this has to be, defined more thoroughly. So I'm sorry I couldn't join, but I tried my best to chip in at the end.
हम्म,
Thank you, Mehta
ओके
Sahab, for a
प्रियदर्शना
very
जी.
big project, ambitious project, and I'm just
यस.
listening and trying to see whether we can do something.
प्रियदर्शना जी, आप काफी थोड़ा देर से आई हैं, कुछ कहना चाह रही हैं?
जय जिनेन्द्र सर।
जय जिनेन्द्र.
जय
यस
जिनेन्द्र
प्लीज.
सर।
हाँ.
सबसे पहले तो मैं अभी ज्वाइन करी, तो
ओके.
मैंने प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में तो सुना नहीं है,
ओके.
तो मैं कमेंट नहीं कर सकती कि मेहता साहब के प्रेजेंटेशन पर, बट डेफिनेटली लेशिया इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक. इट इज अ ग्लू दैट it is the glue by which the karmas stick to the soul. Now the problem here is we may try to present all these abstract concepts in empirical form, but how we will succeed and how much we can succeed, that requires tremendous, as Bhandari sir said, methodology skills, research methodology skills, scientific expertise, and of course, philosophical in-depth knowledge is also important. So after reviewing the project thoroughly, only we can take it forward. So without listening to his presentation, I'm not in a position to comment, but I will definitely listen to the video once it is uploaded by Purvi ji, and then I can place my comments.
ओके. 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 थैंक यू. सो मेरे ख्याल में काफी कमेंट्स हो गए हैं, और आ, इसमें मतलब इन द नटसेल जो मैं समझ पाया अभी तक, एक तो ये है कि जो भी क्वेश्चन रेज हुए हैं, वी शुड रिजॉल्व दीज क्वेश्चंस, नंबर वन. नंबर टू, जैसा भंडारी साहब भी कह रहे थे और लोगों का भी ओपिनियन था, वी शुड ब्रेक अप दिस प्रोजेक्ट इन स्मॉल स्मॉल प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट at least one project that it is giving some useful and reasonably good answer to our problem. So उसके बाद में ही हम आगे बढ़ें, तो ये एक अच्छा है. तो मैं समझता हूँ कि पायलट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन सच ए ह्यूज प्रोजेक्ट, एंड ब्रेकअप इज ऑल्सो रिक्वायर्ड. And so I think you will give your thought on this also. Any other thing anyone like to comment, or Dr. Mehta wants to say last word or few words? So you can say, uh, you can unmute your mic. Yes, Mehta sir. Yeah.
Ah, thank you very much, especially Dr. Bhandari Saab, though he was in emergency, but he came and he could join and he has listened everything. Uh, I have noted down all the points what we discussed here, and they sound very similar to what we have been going through for last, to say about 3 4 months when we started on this, and we have some milestones identified, and the entire project would be driven in that particular fashion that we have to achieve a particular milestone and then start with the next milestone. So those milestones have been identified. I have not presented them here, but I thought I wanted to give an overview of the entire thing, and it appears to be very, very ambitious. Let us put it this way. Let us. I mean, I fully agree with what questions have been raised, and methodology, research methodology has to be worked out. But it will see once the project is taken up, it has to be in place. Then only it will work in that direction. So we are trying to work it out, and I would request that those who could not give comments, those who could not attend, and they would listen to the this recording of our today's discussion, and also they can go through the brief of project which has been given, which is of course updated now. I would share that updated version as well, so that that would have some of the queries already incorporated. So I will give that updated version also. Based on that, we will try to address whatever questions, whatever suggestions has been pointed out here, and take it further. So I thank once again everyone for such a wonderful interaction and interest shown in the project. And I'm sure your guidance and help would be continual there, because it has to be a joint work. Individual or one team cannot really do it unless we calibrate it with different groups, different sects, and different beliefs, how it moves forward. So thank you very much.
मेहता साहब ऐसा है मेहता साहब कि अपन डिस्कस करके और क्वेश्चंस और ये सब मेथोडोलॉजी वगैरह फॉर्मुलेट कर सकते हैं, बट आई थिंक अर्जेंट नीड इज टू आइडेंटिफाई 2 or 3 people who will start working on it, read down and prepare what I call a feasibility report. You see,
Yes.
you have given a initial idea, but first we have to make a feasibility report, whether it is possible at all and what are the pathways. It is bioelectrical, biochemical, neurological, in which way we should go, because we have to converge somewhere. I think it is a very divergent kind of project. So अगर आप 2-3 लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई करें तो हमारे जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं यहाँ पर उनके साथ मिलके first we define the Leshya, and then we define how whether it is measurable, whether it is Ashtasparshi or Chatursparshi, it doesn't interact with matter or it does, but a project, a feasibility report must come out first. That is my way of looking at it.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you very much, Dr. Mehta ji. Or some people wants your contact details. If you can, अभी आप कह सकते हैं तो कह दीजिए, अदरवाइज बड़ा बोल
Mail ID
दीजिए
is
अगर
there.
आप
Mail ID is there
so,
with Purvi madam.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so anybody wants the contact detail, please contact Purvi ji, and she will send you. Probably Amar Singh ji has asked anyway. So सुषमा जी बहुत लेट ज्वाइन कर पाए क्योंकि उनका इंटरनेट कनेक्शन मतलब थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ रहता है उस एरिया में दिल्ली के। एनीवे वो रिकॉर्डिंग हमारे पास है, हम सबों को भेजेंगे। और उसमें
You have to excuse me. You have to
यस
excuse me.
यस
We are
यस यस
actually,
नहीं नहीं, थैंक
yeah.
यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू, वी विल कॉल यू अगेन इफ नीडेड। थैंक यू वेरी मच
Sure.
डॉक्टर मेहता साहब,
Thank you.
थैंक यू।
So
Thank you,
I
everyone.
am late, but I want to welcome Mehta Sahab as one of our latest JS fellow. He just joined it last week. So let us welcome him and hope that he will take it forward. So I
Sure,
want to express
yes.
my appreciation.
ओके, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू,
Thank
थैंक
you.
यू, सबों
Thank
को
you.
सादर जय हिंद, गुड नाइट।
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
everybody
sir.
for
Thank you.
joining.